Hello, this is Cotton Stoops, and in today's video, we're going to be going over each of the stat buffs and changes that Jamiy has made throughout his Lumian Legacy streams. This is mainly a video to compile all of the information. While he's going to do one, I of course just wanted to get one out there so people can just get it whenever they want. And yeah, this is of course going to be having information from Jamiy, so go shoutouts to him, and then the visualizing and the stat spreadsheets that will be showing on screen, so it's just an easier viewer experience, is provided by a friend from my Discord server, Small Genius, so check him out first. Let's go over the key for everything else so you know what is actually being changed. First off, we have our stat boosts, which is indicated by green, purple, and blue colors, and the stat nerfs being of course being with 4, red, and orange, basically all of this. So let's get right into this. So of course the stats up here are the newly changed stats, and then the stats down here are the ones that have been previously. So the general base stat totals, I will be leaving them up on the screen right now. It's not a real rule to follow, however, there you go if you really want to. And then of course, let's get right into these base stats. So Seer Knight has gained 1 HP, 11 range attack, and then 3 range defense. Nothing too crazy. Luminami has gained 3 HP, 4 melee attack, 2 melee defense, 4 range attack, 2 range defense, while Tatab has gained 3 HP and 12 range attack. Valkyrie got 3 HP, 7 melee attack, 3 melee defense, and 3 range defense, while Vesperatu only gained 7 melee defense and 8 range attack. Himber gained 8 HP and then also getting 8 or 7 range attack, while Zulong got 3 melee attack, 4 melee defense, 3 range attack, and 5 range defense. So overall, there's nothing really noteworthy that you really want to take over with these kind of stat buffs. However, something I do want to mention a little bit is that Himber is a lot more bulkier on both sides now. Valkyrie also getting a little bit help from its melee defense, and its range defense is actually quite better now. So that is actually pretty solid. And then nothing really changed much here at all. And then we're going over down to the Route 1 type Lumians, where we have Umbret, Luxor, Eclipse, and then going down further. So do know that I did say that a red is indicated for nerfs, and I will be talking about Eclipse. First off, let's talk about Umbret though. Umbret did gain a energy stat. It got 10 more melee attack, which is somewhat alright I guess. 11 melee defense, 10 range attack, and 10 range defense. So it in total gained around 50 base attack or 50 base stats. Same goes for Luxor, and then for Eclipse it actually gained around 30. However, it got lost in some of its stats. For some reason it did lose 10 HP, it lost 10 range attack, and then 8 range defense and 7 speed. So there you go. Eclipse was nerfed for no real reason. Eclipse is something that isn't good in the metagame, so maybe Jamiy might compensate this with like a magnify or a peace of mind, just something to compensate for this weird stat spread. Cinemoth, anyways, getting back on track, got 10 HP, 10 melee attack, a monstrous amount of melee defense, so now it's around 30. 97, it gained 7 range attack, 19 range defense, and 5 speed. So now it is at 576. Same goes for C.B.O, however it's 3 less. It did gain 72 HP, so it's now at that total. It now has 15 more melee defense, 30 more range attack, 13 more range defense, and then 5 more speed. So not really much changed, however it is slightly more bulkier in its HP stat. Avatros has gained 5 more energy, which is solid enough, 10 more melee defense, and 5 more range attack. Swolder got 15 more energy, 5 more melee attack, which is actually pretty solid actually. It got 20 more melee defense, and then 40 more range attack. So obviously there's a clear trend of 575 with these guys, so that's pretty cool. And Florent finishing off the Forest Lumians. We got 20 more HP, 20 more energy, 10 more melee attack, 15 more melee defense. We got more range attack, and we got 15 more range defense. So this is pretty solid. Soulburst Florent didn't really gain much at all. It only got 5 HP, 8 energy, 12 melee defense, 30 range attack, and then 12 more energy or range defense. Terrafly did get 5 HP, 15 energy. It now has 112 melee attack, 87 melee defense, 61 range attack, and 95 speed. Terraclaw, we're gonna just move down a little bit so you guys get a few more visuals. It now has 94, 87 for HP and energy. It now has 116 melee defense, along getting more 40 more range attack. And then Ragoon gained 5 more HP, 15 more energy, 5 more melee attack, 20 more range attack, and then 5 more range defense. Borak here got 10 more HP, 5 more energy, 5 more melee defense, and 9 more range attack, 10 more range defense. As you can see, Iliguana only got a few stat bonuses only here, only 5 more and then 10 more for melee and range attack. Gasstroke here actually did gain quite a lot for its base stats. As for Soulburst Gasstroke, only gained a total from its range attack, only 2 more, which I find quite funny actually. Wiki gained 15 melee defense, and it now has 62 range attack, so it's a little less passive, not really much though, and then it now has 70 range defense. Chartiki actually lost a bit of energy, and then it got a monstrous more amounts of range attack. However, most of its stats did get dumped into the melee attack and HP. Waka Laka also 104, 73, 49 in its HP, energy, and melee attack respectively. It now has 108 range defense. Shachi actually did get a buff to its range attack, which wasn't necessary at all because it still hit pretty hard. And now with the Pyrolin nerf, Soulburst Gasstroke and Cleone were like, and Gargoyle and Defense are like the only ones that can really stop it. However, it's not my place to say it. It did gain more melee defense and range defense, so it's a little bit more bulkier. Setamars did gain quite a lot of stats. It did gain 3 melee attack, 10 melee defense, 5 range attack, and 5 range defense. Ventation got 5 energy, 15 range attack, and 5 more range defense. Ursoul here got 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 20 more range attack, and 10 more range defense. As for your snack here, the bane of everyone's existence, it got 6 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, and it now gained 29 more range attack. Revenine here, 5 more HP, 15 more melee attack. It did gain some melee defense and range defense. Reptidon here got a slight buff to its melee attack and defenses as well as its range attack. Soulburst Reptidon now has a lot more melee attack, so you can try using melee if you really want to. It has 104 now. And then it did gain a little bit more range defense. Krakaloa, also in a more interesting spot, it did get 10 more HP. It now has more melee attack, melee defense, and its range attack and range defense a little bit higher than before. And then Soulburst Krakaloa actually lost 2 from its melee attack, and then it gained 5 in melee defense, 5 in range attack, and 5 in range defense. As for Volcaloa, it gained 4 in energy, 5 in melee attack, and actually 34 in range attack. Or what? Festifer gained 5 in HP, 11 in energy, quite a bit in melee defense. It gained 2 in range attack, and 10 in range defense. Obsidian got 10 more melee attack and then it did gain 5 from its range attack as well. Trumbull got 4 more energy, 10 more range attack, and 6 more range defense. Obviously not that big of a buff here. Mutum got 4 energy, 10 melee attack, and 9 melee defense. Gobidemic got 20 melee attack, 5 more range attack. Icegol gained 20 more range attack, and Soul Burst Icegol gained, what is that, 25 more range attack, so that's nice. Ferroglyph got 5 more energy, 5 more melee attack, and 5 more melee defense, so if you were to use Idiosyncratic, it got 5 more range attack and 5 more range defense. Garbantis got 2 more HP, 20 more melee attack, so at least Earthquake's a little bit more justifiable now. It got 25 more melee defense, and then 10 more range defense. So Garbantis is a lot more bulkier right now, which is pretty solid. Stratosaur gained 5 more HP, 15 more melee attack. Soulburst Stratosaur, however, it did get 5 more HP, and then 10 more melee attack. Diborg got 5 more HP, 5 more melee attack, 83 more melee defense, or 83 melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Tyrex got 5 more energy, 10 more range attack. Munchul got 5 more HP, 10 more melee attack, 10 more range attack. Guardrone got 5 more HP, 5 more melee defense. Hunter got 20 more range attack. Arapago got 10 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 10 more range defense. Skellic got 5 more range attack and 5 more range defense. And as for Jolttooth, Jolttooth has 20 more range attack, and that's the only thing it got. Infernix got 5 more HP, 5 more energy, 5 more melee defense, and 5 more range defense. Diborg here got 5 more energy and 1 more melee attack, and then 9 more range attack. Maomurk did gain 10 more HP, 5 more energy, 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Meditoad got 10 more HP, 5 more melee defense, and 5 more range defense. Blowtox got 20 more melee attack, so it is 109 now, which is pretty solid. Range defense got 5 more, so it's 78. Barblast now has 88 energy, 67 melee attack, 107 melee defense, and it lost some range defense, so now it has 88, which is a 5 range defense loss for no reason, because it's really not that broken or really not that meta present at all, so I don't know why Jamie's doing this. Garlash got 5 more melee defense and 10 more range attack. Deladrix got 5 more HP, 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, and 5 more range defense, while Colossotrops here got 15 more range attack. Hoganosh got 10 more HP, 5 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 10 more range defense. Mocho got, wow, it got 35 more melee attack, so nothing at all that to help it. Spreezy got 10 more HP, 5 more melee attack, 10 more melee defense, and 15 more range attack. Whippledrift got 5 more HP, 5 more melee defense, and 10 more range attack. While Servalin got 10 more HP, Wendelin got only 5 more melee defense and 5 more range attack, so 98 range attack, it's a little bit more closer to 100. Kirillin only gained 10 more range defense. Zeppelin only gained 5 in melee attack and 5 in range defense. Venilin got 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense. Wrestlin lost 10 from its melee attack, so it's 120, and then it gained 20 more range attack into its range attack, so it now has 37. Buzzlin got 10, Tundulin got 5, both of its range attack. Pyrelin gained its 5 more HP. However, it lost 5 energy, and then it gained 10 melee attack. Hydrolin gained 10 more melee defense. Oxydrake got 20 more range attack. Harvestek got 26 more range attack. Wintrix got 5 more HP. Melee, and also 5 more melee attack. Snagoop got 10 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, and 5 more range defense. Tsukame got 15 more energy, 10 more melee attack, and 5 more range attack. Banfino got 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. While C.B.O here got a 30 range attack. Samurai got 10 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Lumelo gained 5 more HP, 20 more melee defense, 10 range attack, and 5 more range defense. While Jalusa did get 40 melee attack and lost 10 range defense. Taoshinu got 30 more range attack, Lyricat got 10 melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 10 range attack, and 5 more range defense. Cleone got 20 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Swirl got 5 more HP, 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Viscarna got 10 more HP and 20 more melee attack. Maneki got 5 more HP, 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, and 10 more range attack. Cedric has gotten 7 more HP, 3 more energy, and 5 more range attack. Halvantic got 25 more range attack. Imperior got 15 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, and 5 more range defense. Hollybunch got 25 more melee attack. Barbadger got 5 more HP, 5 more melee attack, 12 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Dragonin only got 15 more melee attack. Charonix only got 10 more melee attack. Bellaforge got 5 more melee attack, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Sherbot got 25 more melee attack. Lumala got 15 more melee attack. Weaslin got 5 more melee defense, 20 more range attack, and 65 more range defense. While Mariel got 10 more melee attack, 5 more range defense. Crabtana got 30 more range attack. Terradescent gained 25 more range attack. Scampy lost 5 range attack, so I guess this is our first pre-evolution that he actually wanted to touch. He also gained 5 more melee defense and 5 more range defense. Pransu got 40 more melee attack, 5 more range defense, and 5 more range defense, melee defense and range defense. Shrimpost got 5 more melee attack and range defense, as well as getting 40 more range attack. Dorkamori got 20 more range attack. Maraith got 10 more melee defense. Thaumin got 7 more energy, 26 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, and 5 more range defense. Lashent got 8 more HP, 4 more energy, 5 more melee defense, 21 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Crambos got 11 more range attack. Gienta got 25 more range attack. Parasol got 10 more range attack. Bewarn got 5 more melee defense and range defense. Lantorch also got 5 more melee defense and range defense. Rancidor now has 5 more melee attack and melee defense. Dusket has 27 more range attack and also gained more 23 more range defense. Ikazune gained 4 more HP, 5 more energy, 5 more melee attack, 10 more range attack, and it now has 13 more range defense. So Ikazune is a lot more bulkier now, and I did skip over this, but Dusket now has 132 range attack, so now it actually does hit a lot more decently harder, which means Dusket overall gets a pretty nice buff. And Ikazune is now at 149 range attack, so it actually does do a lot more damage. As for Protogon, Protogon got 5 more HP, 10 more energy, 15 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 10 more range attack, and it also got 5 more range defense. Dakuda got 5 more HP, 20 more energy, 5 more melee attack, 10 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Soul Burst Dakuda, however, also got the same buffs as regular Dakuda. However, yeah, it got the same buffs as regular Dakuda. Mutagon got 10 more energy, 10 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 20 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Cephalops got 10 more HP, 20 more energy, 5 more melee defense, 10 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Phasionaut, however, only gained 5 more energy, 5 more melee attack, 20 more melee defense, and 5 more range attack. Melee attack, range attack. Arceros got 5 more HP, 5 energy, 20 more range attack, and 20 more range defense. And Glaciadia got the same amount of buffs, however it is swapped for melee and melee defense. And then Nova Diaz ultimately still outclassing Arceros. It now has a 96 melee attack, 115 energy, 134 melee attack, 90 melee defense, 134 range attack, and 80 range defense. As for Metronet got both of the same forms kind of got buffed similarly. However, Metronet got 10 more energy and a lot more melee attack, so now it's at 15 more melee attack, so 84. Soul Burst Metronaut got 20 more energy and 5 more melee attack. So now it is at 119 and 118 for melee and energy respectively. Wobblisk got 5 more HP, 10 more energy, 5 more melee defense, and 5 more range defense. 5 more for Namare in HP, and 10 more for its melee attack. Cosmere got 25 on its melee attack, same goes for Encased and Cracked, and Unleashed got 25 on its range attack. Nevermere got 5 more HP and 20 more range attack. Akalos got 5 more HP, 5 more melee defense, 10 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Gargolem Base got 5 more energy, 5 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense. Gargolem Attack got 5 more energy, 10 in its melee and range attack. Gargolem Defense got 5 more energy and 10 in both of its defenses. Gargolem Speed got 5 into its energy, 5 in its melee and range attack, and of course 10 into its speed. So now it's at 165 speed. This goes for all Gargolem forms besides Gargolem Base, as Gargolem Base's melee and range attack now has 120, while Gargolem Attack and Defense for their highest stats are now at 165 respectively. Celesting is now at 63 melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 5 more range attack, and 5 more range defense, while Odayaga got 10 more HP, 5 more energy, and 10 more melee attack. And finally, Mamas got 5 more HP, 10 more melee defense, and 10 more range defense. So ultimately, all of these buffs actually do seem pretty simple. However, one thing that I will mention though is that all of these buffs here, or at least most of them, and of course there are exceptions such as Dusket that I do want to go over, but the main thing you really want to know here is that these buffs in reality, besides the nerfs to like Eclipse, and then like I said, the buffs to Dusket and maybe some of the other roamers, all of these stat boosts and stat nerfs don't really matter, because All of the Lumians got buffed similarly in its HP and their defenses. So if not, most of these Lumians are relatively going to be hitting just as hard as before because the competition just rose with it. However, one thing that I do want to mention though, just before I just stop the video, is that I do want to go over some things. Eclipse getting its defenses and its range attack and speed getting nerfed is obviously quite a big blow to it. However, I think it will survive this blow. Obviously, this blow was not needed at all. However, its form did change from a range attacking Lumian to now a mix attacking Lumian, so we may see some mixed Eclipse potential here. However, Eclipse as a whole looks to be a lot more worse than it actually was previously. However, it is way too early to tell. However, its defenses are not the greatest, and like I said, with all the mix attacking Lumians, you really need to have high mix attacking potential, or else you're just not going to be hitting hard. And then of course, your speed stat here isn't really the greatest at all. And then one thing I do want to mention is the Dusket or the Wrestling nerf. The Wrestling nerf doesn't really change much conceptually. It still just hits just as hard. Jamiy was talking about a Rogue Assault, and then of course, you know, trying to remove that move. However, I personally think it's fine. I hope Jamiy holds off on it because Wrestling has its own speed problems, and again, while it can run boots, that just makes it a lot more easier to counter Wrestling, because using or playing around the coverage is actually pretty easy for most competitive players. And as for the melee attack, it is getting a bit lower, so that does help a little bit with it. And of course, Rogue Assault, most teams are running Spirit nowadays, whether that would be their Ear Snack, which is very common, their Nevermares, all that stuff like that. It's really not that big of an issue. Tyrlin really doesn't have to mention a lot of this. Jalusa did get quite a big hit, so now it has 10 less range defense. So Jalusa is going to have a little bit harder of a time to actually deal with Soul Burst, Raptidon, and whatnot. And then of course the bigger buffs here is from the roamers itself. Ikazune, Pyrolin, or Ikazune did get quite a massive buff to its range attack. Obviously, everything else is going to be taking his hits just as much as before. However, Ikazune getting 10 more range attack actually seems quite scary. However, the clear buff out of all the roamers here is Dusket getting quite a bit of range attack. So now it's at 132, and its range defense is now at 104. Notice that besides its HP and its melee defense, all of its stats are above 100, which is admittedly quite scary. And then that's pretty much it for all of the noteworthy buffs. Of course, their Gargoyle forms now have their highest stat being 165, and Gargoyle base now has its highest stats of being 120. So all of these buffs are actually really, and nerfs as well, are really interesting. Obviously, I might go in depth to another video. However, there really isn't a point to, because like I said, all of these Lumians are just gonna hit as hard and take as much hits as possible, because when you buff something and then you buff everything else, it's as if nothing has changed, therefore canceling out the buffs. Like I said, this is mainly just to fix the min-maxing problem of the logicity of every single Lumian. So yeah, this is Cotton Stoops signing off to remind you guys that Zulong is still a dumpster fire.